Welcome everybody to the day 3 of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Zowie by BenQ and organized by Nodwin Gaming. Now once again, welcome to everybody joining us on our various social media channels, that is ESL India Facebook page and the YouTube gaming page of ESL India, where, like we promised to you, we'll be streaming the 3 games, that is Clash Royale, Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And these games, the best games and the best teams involved in these games, will be streaming it to you as and when the action happens. So moving on, we are on day 3 right now, and starting the games we have Clash Royale. Now moving on, we have 2 names here. Tahir Shariff is the name 1. Now the reason why I mentioned Tahir Shariff first is because a lot of Clash Royale fans would remember him from IGS held recently. Now he placed second in the IGS, could not appear in Masters last year, although he was a tough competition for one of our champions, Mrinmoy Lakar, last year in the Masters itself. Now Tahir Shariff is going to be facing off Shubham Nalbe, who hails from Maharashtra and was there in Challenger 2 last year itself, but did not appear for Masters. Now these 2 opponents have taken this round as proving grounds and have daggers drawn against each other to see who wins and who loses. So ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly begin the game of Clash Royale along with my 2 casters, Manoj Supagola and Rishabh Bagar Bilavora. So guys, over to you and let the games begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3 of ESL India Premiership 2017 of the summer. I am Super, and with me is
Bagar Villa.
And we're going to cast some Clash Royale. And I hope you're ready. So let's jump in right in quick because the game has already started. Oh look, Devilstwin is using his world famous cannon again. The one that cost him the last spot at the last Premiership. Yeah. So again, I have no idea why he's so loyal to this cannon, but we'll see if it changes his luck today.
It's his favorite card, man. Like, let's.
I know. Like he even said that in the interview at the IGS, right? I was surprised. Like I thought like cannon was a useless card, but then I realized he's a much better player than me. He can play the card better than me.
It actually is a great card, man. Like, if you have a Hog Rider going against you, the Hog Rider jumps towards the cannon. And
yeah, but the problem is, okay, so the tussle that happened right now, he used a cannon, he used an Electro Wizard as well as a Knight, right? But still the Hog Rider got 2 shots off on the tower. And look at that, it's at 1600 HP now. Well, he did rake out the same amount of HP on Eagle Eye's tower.
Yeah.
And we got to thank Vagish for that great intro. We don't need to talk about the players at all. So, okay. Again, see, cannon, sure. 1, 2, and now he goes to the tower, hits it once. That damage, right? Every rotation of cards, that tower keeps losing HP slowly.
But it's still just 1 hit. So like the cannon takes the
brunt of it.
Yeah.
Sure, but yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't know. Devilstwin looks like he's trying to counter his pushes and make little like pronged attacks of his own with the Valkyrie and the Miner. That Miner has been doing some work for him. Look at that. Tower is at like 1400 HP now. Do you think the Valkyrie will get a shot off on the tower?
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah. 1000 HP. 800.
Easy 2 shots. Electro Wizard up against the mains. I'm gonna zap them. Chugli.
Okay. So, what do you think is the reasoning behind having both an Ice Golem as well as a Lord in this deck? Aren't they serving basically the same purpose?
So the Ice Golem has just an elixir cost of 1. If I think like if he has a very high, no, actually he has quite low end cards. So I think he's just using Ice Golem as a fill-up to keep the elixir level low, and it can be an easy destructive card, and also it ends up slowing down the opponent.
Well, that poison has gotten Devilstwin the game in overtime, the first 15 seconds of overtime, and that was a pretty. Would you call that even?
It was quite even. We were talking about mid-game that Eagle.
And we're live with game 2. Before the game starts getting into the thick of it, let's just have a word about our sponsors. Thank you to Omen by HP, thank you to Zoe BenQ, and thank you to HyperX for making the Premiership happen. We at Nodwin Gaming are very excited to be doing this with you guys. So yeah, looks like both the players have swapped their cards out quite a bit. Yeah? Like I didn't see the Giant last time, and I didn't see the Bowler last time.
Yeah, the Graveyard as well. So Eagle has changed the majority of the deck. Devilstwin still had an we see a Battleground.
Dude, I really like the Battleground card, and you know what the best part is when the Tornado starts pulling it back.
Yeah, that's made some very interesting videos.
I saw this one video where this guy lost because he pulled the Battleground to his main castle. Oh, a bandit! Is this the tournament's first bandit?
Yes.
Guys, 2017, only on ESL India Premiership. This is the first bandit of the first tournament of India. Like, this is awesome. Unfortunately, it couldn't do much.
I've seen. I was just going through Devilstwin before this game. I think he's collected all 71 cards.
Really?
He has everything.
Oh, okay. I gotta steal his account somehow. Do you know him?
Yeah, personally.
So that tornado is a little strange, but it got the job done. It got Eagle Eye his first tower. So Eagle Eye is 1 crown up in this match, in this round, with just over half the HP of his tower remaining at 1400. We'll see if Devilstwin can turn this round. You think he can turn this round, right?
Yeah, there's 60 seconds still left in the clock.
I hope like the bandit dashes some card to card. Like, I just want to see that happen, man. I want to see some Matrix level stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna happen. Why did he put the bandit down after looking at the bowler? The bowler did.
You remember, right? We still have we are seeing 8 cards here, but the player has 4 cards. So if he had the bandit with him, he might have probably get another card. So
wait, I think the bandit is going to hit something. That's the first dash.
Pressure on both lanes.
Good. So this Electro Wizard is going to stop the bowler from doing any major damage to the main tower from Devilstwin. Looks like he just dropped down a giant to with some support. Electro Wizard, but it's not happening, is it? Eagle is taking this round, I guess. 2-1. Yep.
We are going to draw. The game's tied 1-1.
So how lucky for Eagle Eye that he does, like, Devilstwin did not choose to go for flying cards, huh?
Yeah, oh shit. I didn't even realize that this happened. There were practically none.
So that was exciting. So the score is now what? Tied 1-1?
1.
Good game.
Yeah. Devilstwin just saying like he was probably lagging out.
At this point, I just don't believe anybody.
Come on, dude. It's the Masters. You have to be a master at Wi-Fi as well.
At being diplomatic. So, okay, looks like Devilstwin is actually experiencing some connectivity troubles. We'll just wait a little bit until he gets back on a stable connection.
Yeah, game's about to go live. Let's jump in.
And we're live with game 3 of this matchup, Devilstwin versus Welcome back to game 3 of this matchup, Devilstwin versus Eagle Eye, both tied at 1-1. We are dropping in the last few seconds of the match, so we're going to cram in as much information as possible. Right now, Devilstwin has slowly whittled down Eagle Eye's right tower, bit by bit, and finally got it down. But at 10 seconds left, I don't think Eagle Eye is going to make it. But on the plus side, Eagle Eye has used one of my favorite cards.
The Three Musketeers.
We've
just seen maybe we've seen 3 users of Three Musketeers. So we've already seen about 12 Three Musketeers here.
Huh? I don't know what the game is. Okay, so I guess that was it.
Are we live?
So thank you for watching, I guess.
Put.
So Devilstwin won with a good score of 2-1. He won both the first and the third rounds, right?
Devilstwin. Tahir Shariff, guys.
Nice guy, very nice guy.
Though he is the runner-up at IGS.
You know why I remember Devilstwin?
Why?
He wrecked me with Starter Cup 2 and 3 last year.
Right. We practically, we've been a part of all these starter cups, and we've probably played with these guys. We've seen these guys.
Yeah.
They've beaten us. They've beaten us in the first or the second round. We haven't been able to qualify, so we are ranting about here. That's life.
Well, I guess that's done with. I'd like to plug. I'd like to be selfish and plug a little something called Man vs. Gabe, which I'm working on. Guys, it's a stream where it's a live stream that's going to happen 3 times a month every Sunday. It's going to be me, or it's going to be Color Me Oren, or it's going to be Rishik right here. It's going to be Bagabilla right here. It's going to be Workaholic. Some good gameplay right there. We're going to play indie games. We're going to play some AAA titles. We're going to play competitive games. We're going to play MMORPGs. We're going to go through challenges, and there are going to be punishments if we don't complete the challenges. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to give out more information about it tomorrow. So I hope you guys tune in on Sunday. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Everyone grips the mouse differently, so how can one mouse work for all? Different sizes and shapes for your options. Pick the one that fits your grip for long-lasting comfort and gameplay. With driverless design, you just plug and play.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around.
Welcome back to game 3, people. So we apologize, but we experienced some technical difficulties while trying to cast the last game of between Eagle and Devilstwin, but now we do have it. So looks like Eagle Eye has gone with a more heavier deck this time. He's used an Elixir Collector, which is going to get quickly taken down by Devilstwin's poison. He's sending out a lonely ice sprite to hopefully freeze the knight that's attacking his miner. Unfortunately, the miner couldn't do any damage to the tower. Oh, okay, so this is new. Looks like Eagle Eye has chosen to use one of the heaviest cards in the game, a 9 Elixir 3 Musketeers, and we apologize for that. So there we go. So slowly Eagle Eye is pushing the right lane. Looks like he has like a 2 Elixir lead over Devilstwin. But will that be enough to convert that into a victory? I guess we'll wait and see. I already know the answer, but for you guys who haven't... So it doesn't matter where Eagle Eye is placing his Elixir character. Looks like it's still gonna take him down before its time because Devilstwin has placing his poisons pretty well. So Eagle Eye with again using his 3 Musketeers. What will he support them with? Another knight? I'm not sure why Eagle Eye is straying away from the proper meta and putting his 3 Musketeers down so far ahead in front of the lane. They usually, when you're choked for Elixir, right, it's not the last minute that you don't have double Elixir yet. It's normally correct to put the 3 Musketeers behind the tower, let them split, and then put in some supportive tanking card in front of them, whichever one is going solo. But again, I'm the noob here. These guys are the pros, which is why I'm casting it. They're playing the games. So again, the miner gets interrupted by the Electro Wizard and starts hitting the wizard instead of the tower. The tower is still practically at full HP. And there is this amazing little push coming down on the right side from Devilstwin. Looks like the tower is going to go down. A well-placed log also clears off the Musketeers. Just a little bit of HP left, and it's not going to help the Musketeer much. It's not going to do much damage to the tower. But I guess it's a little too late for Eagle Eye to push back right now. There's just going to be just 10 seconds remaining. Although he does have the Elixir lead, I don't think there's any fast damage coming out from him. So in 5 seconds, I guess we can give this series to Devilstwin with a score of 2-1. So thank you guys for watching. A big thank you to our partners in the Premiership, Omen by HP, Zoe, and HyperX. So stay tuned, guys. There's going to be some really good CSGO and Dota 2 matches after this. And thank you for watching.
Gentlemen, everybody who's joining us on the ESL India Facebook page and the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India, welcome once again to the day 3 of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, Zowie by BenQ, HyperX, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. I am Vagish Gotslebhan, and like we all promised, I'll be taking you through all the top 3 games played by the top teams every day. 6:30 is the time we begin. So, since you've already joined us or you've just joined us, welcome once again. Now, moving on, people, we just had a Clash Royale game between Tahir, Shariff, and Shubham. Now, Tahir won 2-1 here. Tahir, let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, came second in the IGS held recently, and now it seems that he is all set to make his claim in the Masters offline to be held later in Mumbai for the summer season, considering this is summer season going on, ladies and gentlemen. So moving on now, we have Dota 2 in the offing, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3C4DA, 3 cheers for Divine Ascension, a team from Nepal who decimated the council from Bangladesh yesterday, and let me remind you, they also had a minor roster shuffle, and it looks like they are here to stay, and they will decimate anything which comes in their lanes. Now, moving on, they also are going to be faced against this team from Chennai called Kuroko no Doto. Now, if you guys remember, last year in the Masters and the Challenger, we had a team called Kuroko no Doto and Orompo. Now, this time around in 2017, Kuroko no Doto has a mixed roster. Half of the players from Orompo and half from the earlier how would I say, edition of Kuroko no Doto, and they have a mixed bag of these players, and they seem to be pretty dominating a team itself. Now, this Dota 2 game is going to be casted by Vivek and Nishant Cloudix Patel. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's gear up for some 5v5 action called Dota 2 here in the ESL India Premiership 2017.
This lake of fire burns my skin. How could love wear so thin? I'm sinking in the hollow ground. Nothing can stop me wanting you somehow. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone. We won't be I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, we won't be alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership live stream. You're watching Free Cheers for Divine Ascension going up against Kuroko no Doto in a best of one today in the Masters League. I'm CloudX. With me, I've got Vivek. Vivek, I know your voice has been ripped to shreds today, but that's why I'm here, man. I'm here to sing our people our song.
Thank you.
3C4DA on the dial. Now, you and I have seen these guys on LAN.
Yeah.
Do you think they've got what it takes to come back to the next LAN of the ESL India Premiership?
I mean, they've been off to a good start. They did beat Stand and 5, but that was Stand and 5 with this absurd lineup of no lockdown and... No, wait. Was it? No, I'm getting it wrong.
No, I don't think they played Stand and 5. They actually faced off versus...
It was the Council.
It was the Council, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was the Council.
That was just yesterday. They took down the Council yesterday.
They took down the Council and the...
That was a meepo with the Council with the meepo, man.
Ah. No. We're mixing things up. Are we? I don't know. I saw one of the games and they did win. That much I can confirm.
Alright, anyway, it's 3C4DA in, well, they're going up against, this is a Nepal versus India matchup. While it is the ESL India Premiership, we've pointed this out before, it is, after all, a global organization backing an Indian tournament, and there's nothing stopping teams from beyond our borders participating.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I'm loving the fact that we've got international talent coming into the tournament here. With the draft going forward, you've got the standard Monkey King and the Treant getting banned out. Not surprising at all. These are possibly the two most potent support heroes in the meta right now. Earth Spirit probably up there with these two. But I wonder if either of these has an Earth Spirit player in-house.
Yeah, I haven't seen much Earth Spirit really in the Indian scene. There was this one-off game where he was picked in the ESL India Premiership. That's about it. Don't get much play. Evil Ash did play him quite a bit in the finals of the Masters versus Beyond Infinity.
Yeah, I remember Evil Ash playing a lot of Earth Spirit, and on occasion, I know that A35 used to play it as well.
Okay.
So whenever they ran it as an offlaner, it would usually be A35 playing it, and whenever it was a support, it was almost always Evil Ash that played it, for Invisible Wings at least.
I'm not a fan of how Kuroko no Doto have opened that draft. I mean, you could easily pick something like Avenge or a Shadow Demon if need be. You're giving away too much of what your offlane is going to look like already. Not a fan. I mean, Legion is solid anytime, all time, but you're straight away giving like, look, I picked up Legion. You guys can do what you want to deal with it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? I mean, if it was any other offlaner, I'd have been doubting that move. But because it's Legion, you're not sure if this is going to be an offlane Legion, if it's just going to be a straight up jungle Legion, or in the worst case, or in a very specific situation, it could even be a mid Legion. But look at this, 3C4DA. If it works in pubs, it's going to work in my mainstream games as well. They're going to pick up the Omni Knight as a straight up hard counter to the LC.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's face it, LC isn't really going to go Diffusal Blade. Even if she does go Diffusal Blade, you can't use it while you're dueling. So.
Right. So, 3C4DA have one save versus Kuroko no Doto.
Hang on, I think I'm getting my mechanics wrong.
You, in 7.00, Repel can no more be purged.
Repel cannot be purged, but I believe Guardian Angel can.
I think Guardian Angel can.
This requires some testing.
Yeah, Guardian
to
Angel.
The laboratory tonight.
To the laboratory.
Anyway, he picks on the board. 3C4DA will go with the Winter Wyvern, and if the Omni Knight wasn't a straight up counter, the Winter Wyvern sure is. I've got to say, this is impressive. It's not the conventional draft that you see from teams coming out. Winter Wyvern rarely ever gets picked up anymore, but the Cold Embrace is just too good of a spell to pass up on in the face of that LC duel.
Gosh, this is like a game of chess and everybody's just exchanging pawns right now to see what falls next. I mean, they silencer. We got global. Let's see your Guardian Angel up against my global.
I see your Guardian Angel and I raise
my global. Yeah, intense counter picking going on very early into the draft, and it all began because Kuroko no Doto opened with the Legion Commander. We'll blame them for that.
Well, look at this, man. Earth Spirit left out to dry. Ricky Maru not being picked up either. This could well be an offlane Omni Knight, just like the Abaddon's been run in the offlane very often. Omni Knight has been picked up occasionally for the offlane as well. It's not as effective as the Abaddon, of course, but it is definitely a possibility. The problem is, though,
10 seconds remaining.
If they do run this as an offlane Omni Knight, Kuroko no Doto simply got to pick up... I mean, they've already got enough with the Silencer to zone out the Omni Knight. Heck, sure, the Repel works versus the last word damage, but it doesn't do much to stop the Silencer from poking away at him. An early Windlace will allow the Silencer to kite around him, and Omni Knight should be zoned out of the lane quite hard.
Dire team ban.
3C40, they ban out the Ancient Apparition. Obviously, one of the better counters to all the heal and sustenance coming out of the Omni Knight and the Winter Wyvern. I see team fights that boil down to which team has better skilled players, so to say. It's all going to boil down to the Legion getting the duel off at the right time, Silencer having global, which is a huge cooldown. While on the other side, 3C40 have Winter's Curse, which has a much shorter cooldown if I'm not mistaken. And what is it?
Yeah, 80 seconds versus
120, 130.
5 seconds remaining.
80 seconds on Winter. Yeah. Tinker going to be the fourth ban from 3C40A. You've got a Sloth ban, as pointed out earlier. Kuroko and Doto is even going to go ahead and ban out the Vengeful Spirit. Does this look like an Enigma pickup with the Venge ban?
Oh yeah, could be.
Possible, right? I mean, it's a real long shot, but then again, if they do get the Enigma with the Silencer, they're then going to be playing around 2 very long cooldowns. 3C40A has got to pick up things like... well, they've essentially got to pick up heroes like...
I think Beastmaster is a good pick. He's been forgotten, but he does deal with the Enigma.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of a Storm Spirit, but then I looked back at K&D's draft and saw the Silencer, and immediately my mind went, nope, never mind that. But, did you see Sven?
No, Beastmaster.
Beastmaster for 3C40.
Roar, Vision, to deal with Enigma if it does get picked up. Roar goes through BKB. It's one of the most foolproof ways of dealing with Enigma. And obviously when it's all about initiation like the Legion and the Enigma, the Vision is always handy.
I mean, if Vision is what you're going for, I think the Night Stalker
is a better pick.
Because Winter's Curse already has a fairly long cast range. And it does go through BKB as well.
Right.
So just if it's a pure Vision play that you're going for, I think the Night Stalker is the right choice. But do they have room for the Night Stalker? Because that would mean then they're going to run this as a support. Okay. It's a support Ogre and a support Winter, and almost definitely a core Omni Knight. Or they could run dual lanes, right? I mean, Omni Knight and Ogre Magi in one lane and Winter Wyvern plus their core in the other.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Well, Kuroko and Doto have some vision of their own now. Not sure how effective it's going to be. I haven't seen a lot of success with Rikimaru picks in the Indian scene. But
10 seconds remaining.
We will find out. 3C48 next pick. They're looking for something in the mid lane. They did ban out the Tinker. What's a good mid laner here?
For mids, I think the Ember Spirit is still a viable option here.
You think with the Silence and the Riki?
It's problematic, yes.
And the Legion?
It's very problematic, yes. But it's... I mean, yeah, then you probably have to go back for a Manta with the Ember, and then you stray from the Veil Will. So it's... Yeah, on second thought, an Ember might not be the best choice after all. Maybe something to synergize with the Omni Knight and the Ogre Magi.
I think pick something retarded like the Medusa.
For a mid?
10 seconds remaining.
I guess it could work. It's also a National Lincoln's carrier versus the LC. Okay, they're not going to reveal their mid just yet, but this is the hero that synergizes super well with the Omni Knight and the Ogre Magi. A repelled Bloodlusted Luna is a sieging machine, man. Anyway, K&D, this Ricky pick, I'll admit I'm not a fan of it this time around. I know I've been stressing about how the meta is one roaming support and one babysitter, but when you've got an Ogre on the other side and a Winter Wyvern, Ricky's not going to be doing too much. You can't really go harass the Ogre Magi while he's rotating around.
I mean, he's not going to have too much fun in the early game, which is why Ricky should be having the highest amount of impact. But maybe once his Legion gets his Blink or something like that, he could roam around the map looking for possible setups, get very vital information about vision, all of that. I mean, that's what he brings to the table in my opinion.
But I mean, that's the thing, right? That's a value add that could be brought with something like a Beastmaster with his Orb.
Yeah.
If you're playing Ricky just for the vision, I don't think it's the best way to go. Ricky is... You're meant to play Ricky for A, the vision, B, for the ability to zone out and harass enemy heroes while rotating. That threat that you're on the map and that you can cause some serious damage. That is what Ricky's about in the early game. In this case, Ogre Magi is probably just going to feel a mosquito biting him on the back if Ricky comes at him. Winter Wyvern just cold embraces and sets up for a kill. What do you really do as a Ricky Maru?
Okay, so it's core
no.
silencer.
Turn to ban.
No, it's very likely that this is a core Ricky. Take a look. It's KND, right? This is the team from Chennai that's been known to run core Rickies. They actually ran it in the starter cups of the ESL Indian Premiership the last time around. They were the only team that actually ran core Ricky.
Okay.
Now I remember because I'm looking at Zap. Zap is Pulse of Hell, if I'm not mistaken. And Pulse of
5
Hell,
seconds remaining.
for many of you old school Dota players will know that he was one of these stronger mids in the scene back when Error existed. So this is indeed his team, and they're one of those teams that loves core Ricky. So
But
very likely that
it's interesting they haven't banned out anything that could deal with the Ricky in the mid lane. Okay, here's the last ban. It's the TA.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Okay, Templar Assassin ban, completely justified. But that means that they're probably gonna run this. I mean, a mid LC could definitely do okay here, given that the LC has been
5
banned
seconds
out.
remaining.
But I don't know. I'm not completely sold on this. What does the LC do with the Ricky rotating in? There really isn't kill potential there. There's probably a few opportunities for the LC to actually die with a good rotation from the Ogre Magi. But that really depends on what 3C4 DA picks up for their mid.
10 seconds remaining.
What are your thoughts here? 10 seconds to go actually. KD, do they have a disconnection? No, they're actually just
5
thinking this
seconds
through.
remaining.
What?
It's not a core Ricky, it's a mid silencer.
No, it's a mid LC.
And what? It's a mid silencer.
Oh yeah, it's a mid silencer, an off lane LC, and then a safe lane morph. Okay,
Okay.
unconventional.
I like the morph pickup. I mean, right now, all the damage is
5 seconds
physical.
remaining.
Morphling brings a good mix to the table with some physical and magical damage. And yeah, last pick on the board is going to be Lina. Lina, I think she'll be fine in the mid lane versus the silencer.
He should destroy the silencer, in my opinion. I mean, silencer can't push out the creep waves. Lina definitely can.
Yeah.
With the creep waves pushed out, she's going to be able to pick up runes and continue. It really snowballs into this vicious cycle of farm where you push out the waves, get the runes, come back with mana and HP to push out the waves again.
And if Silence ever leaves his lane, Lina will be probably taking down the tower with Fury Soul. So Silence has to pretty much be glued to his lane. I mean, he's pretty much a one-button hero at this moment. Maybe will start to offer more as the game progresses. But early on, I just see him sitting in that lane.
I think the
10
game
seconds
plan here
remaining.
should... Wait, Sap is the support player, right? Unless they change roles after the last Premiership.
So then what is it? Is it...
No, I believe they've changed roles. In that case, it should still be a mid silencer. You don't want to send a Morphling mid versus Alina. She will chew him up and spit him out alive. Look at this. Immediate TPs and smokes in the middle lane.
Prepare for battle.
But Ricky's going to have the advantage in this situation. He is in this. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Dot read that movement perfectly, and with that he's going to be able to find this D ward on this observer. He's even watching to see where the second observer is going to be placed down. This could be devastating in the early game itself. Alright, when you make plays like this with your Ricky, it's almost already worth it.
Yeah. It's a great start. I mean, Kuroko no Doto couldn't have asked for more. And I think the most standard thing to do when you're playing Musa Rikimaru is to smoke and stand near a rune with a dust. And if he does break his smoke, you know he's around, you pop dust. You do have kill potential here with the Ogre and maybe even the Winter Wyverns.
Yeah, but
leveling up Arctic Burn.
Did Itachi actually pop the smoke the last time?
No, he didn't pop a smoke, he just walked in, he TP'd into the mid lane.
Alright. Man, this is so confusing because this cosmetic for Winter Wyvern looks a lot like Visage. So please excuse me in advance if I call this hero Visage by mistake. Some 5k I am, man.
Snowball fight.
Okay, I'm 3k, I'm just gonna call him Viper now. You call him Visage, I think Viper's excuse for me.
There's another cosmetic for Phoenix that makes him look like the Winter Wyvern as well.
Oh yeah.
It's... I mean, Dota has gotten cosmetics in Dota have gotten completely out of hand. There's no
Who
sugarcoating.
approves these, man? Come on.
Anyway, they did get the D ward after all, and then they've even placed down this deep observer ward. It's a little off point actually. This ward is supposed to be closer to this side, which is where you just stay out of range of this tier 1 tower at mid. You get full vision close to the tower. You'll see TP rotations coming further behind the tower as well. And you'll see rotations coming in with a possible Earth Spirit hanging around here for a gank. Oh, they missed it.
Ouch.
They missed the observer. It's a common spot. You've got to start putting your observer wards higher on the cliff here. I mean, your sentries higher on the cliff here. Oh, missed first blood looking at the ward battle. KND off to a solid start by the looks of it. K7 brings down the solo off-lane Omni Knight. And that's another problem, right? The moment Ogre shows himself in the middle lane, they know that Omni Knight is easy pickings. They probably already spotted that he had Purification and not the Repel. So with one Frostbite and one Waveform, I don't see how he survived. Actually, there wasn't even a Waveform. It just beat him to death.
Yeah, the problem is Ricky's rotated. Ricky's not yet level 2.
But he does have the Orb of Venom.
He does have the Orb of Venom. Would ideally like the smoke screen to be available.
Oh, that's
Ouch.
that's a lot of damage, man.
That club hurts, man.
Marker. Gonna take some damage from the Arctic Burner. He's just manning up. Look, he has the overwhelming odds. Luna knows that she can't stand around for too much longer. And indeed, they'll kite him and they will bring him down. Barker overstays his welcome. I bet he wasn't expecting that Ogre Magi to come in. In fact, if the Ogre didn't come in, he might have just brought down the Luna himself.
Yeah, both offlaners are not off to a great start. They really didn't, like you pointed out, they really didn't expect the Ogre to rotate so early on. What's the Rikimaru doing currently? I think he's just probably waiting to hit level 2, get active with the smoke screen. He is level 2, he's holding on to that skill point. It should be the smoke screen. Could set up a kill on the Omni Knight.
Yeah, I think it should be the smoke. I don't see why he wouldn't get the smoke screen here. Unless he's looking to save himself and then put the point into the blink. Ooh.
Double damage.
Yeah, this has to be a kill. Fortunately for the Omni Knight though, he's backing away.
Mid lane, Lina pulling ahead, but not by much. Silencer is keeping up in terms of CS. And
Silence. I mean, it is surprising that he's kept up in CS, but he's also got consumables. He's still got the healing salve ready to go. But Mina called out the bottle. This makes life harder and harder for Zap. And I mean, Zap chose not to go for the bottle even. He's called out the infused raindrops for himself. His boots coming out for Dot. Dot doesn't have that DD rune anymore. And there is a sentry ward in the lane that should watch this. But look, there is that little space for him to maneuver and they're going to put it to the fullest possible use. Why? Should be going down here. They have the Orb of Venom slow. They've got the pure damage from the glaives. He has a fairy fire, but it's not enough. +2 to the Silencer's intelligence as Dot sets up a kill for his ally. Might even set up another one, but the last one's on too long of a cooldown.
yeah, this is what the Ricky needed to do really. Set up kills across lanes early on. His early game is off to a great start. The warding game was already a good start for the Radiant. And now he secures a kill on Lina just as she picks up a bottle. The TP rotation, however, a little bit slow from the Winter Wyvern. Or the Visage as 5k MMR players call him. But it was there.
Winter Wyvern has managed to hit level 2, but no boots just yet. He's still holding on to that smoke for now. I don't know how he's...
I think this is what a Rikimaru does to your enemy supports. I mean, they become so poor. And the problem is, none of these heroes are really going to benefit from items. I don't see the Ogre picking up anything that's going to be amazing.
Baka should die here. They've got to force him into using the press the attack, but never mind that. He'll use it a tad bit too late, and then they'll get the ignite. Even a bloodlust for good measure. Not enough movement speed from the overwhelming odds to get away. Sneaku will score yet another kill.
Yeah, I think
Was
he's...
that his first kill or his second kill? First kill.
That was Legion's second death. Yep.
Yeah, but that was the first kill for the Luna. She had an assist earlier on him.
I think Legion is forgetting that there's an Ogre hanging around. And what's odd is if you take a look at the top lane, he's got his ward positioned in a very... 1 second. Is that a Radiant Observer?
That's a Dire Observer.
Okay. Yeah.
It's to watch Baka trying to skirt around this tree.
Yeah, so he hasn't got a ward to really help him out if rotations are coming, and he needs one because Ogre's been active across the map as well.
Yeah, I don't know if this was intentional by Itachi or if it was just a coincidence, but he's actually taken down this entire tree line, which allows him to score kills on, or rather allows them to get the kill on the LC without LC having fog to juke around. It's a pretty smart play if it was intentional. But yeah, it looks like the Omni Knight dies at the bottom lane again as Devil scores the kill this time around. He is looking to build the Lincoln Sphere this game, primarily to deal with that Winter Scourge or the Laguna Blade Yule's combination.
Wait, are you sure the Omni died?
Yeah, he did die. KMD got the kill on him. Sorry, Devil got the kill on him.
Well, Legion is... how's he looking in terms of farm? How's everybody looking in terms of farm? Oops, sorry. What's your hotkey? There you go.
On that top lane, another death. It's going to be Baka trying to get the kill, but this is where Winter Wyvern works wonders versus the LC. That was a debated moment, really.
I don't think he should be falling for this time and time again. He's already died 3 times in the offlane, which is a lot. And who did the kill go to? It went to Luna one more time.
Yeah, it's looking good for 3C4DA.
So this Kuroko no Doto is new Orampo? Or, I mean, Kuroko no Doto was their last
That's their name. Now I get it. Orampo was the team with Pulse and the team that liked to...
Yeah, so is this Pulse's team?
Yes, this is his team. Zap is Pulse.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened to the old Kuroko no Doto. There was one.
Yeah, there was an old Kuroko no Doto.
Yeah.
There must have been like a merger or maybe just Pulse that moved over to KND. We'll speak to them after the game and get more information.
Parts of Indian Dota just going under the shuffle radar.
Yeah, but I think that's, again, it's the beauty of the ESL India Premiership, right? They've now opened up a roster lock window. And they know that shuffles are going to happen. You might as well do it in a more systematic and civilized way without ruining the entire ecosystem. This should be the death of the Omni Knight again. Nowhere for him to run. It is a level 2 repel, but it's not long enough. He ends up dropping. But why is here under cover of the Invis Rune and he has a Laguna Blade to work with? He smells blood, goes straight for Devil, blows him up, and then it looks like K7 will be joining him in the grave. As the Winter Wyvern and the Ogre Magi step into the fray.
Yeah, that was a nice play coming out from Kuroko no Doto. They did get the kill on the Omni Knight, but the rotations were spot on. I thought that they were maybe a bit too late. They did TP to the shrine and not to the tower. They let the Omni die, but they got 2 high value kills in return, namely, well, 1 high value kill, so to speak, the Morphling.
Oh, we're gonna get another one here though. It's actually KND that should get this kill, but between the Ricky and...
They're doing it.
No, they aren't. I mean, this is what we spoke about, right? Is Ricky...
No, they're doing it. Okay, they've got the dust on him. The damage is real. Ogaji just needs to turn and run after him, but...
Yeah, but while this cat and mouse chase was happening up top, there was a bit of a skirmish. Silencer walks in with the DD, gets a kill on the Luna. That was a killing spree taken away. But it looks like they also managed to get a few more kills there.
Denied.
Yeah, it looks like Niku got a kill.
Niku got Baka, aka the LC. And then Luna ended up dying on the back of Silencer TPing up there. So tit for tat, eye for an eye. Zap continues to snowball forward with 3,900 net worth in his bank account. And that's with just 50 CS.
Yeah, he's got the Midas complete. So there's definitely some added network coming out from the Midas. And yeah, both teams pretty much going toe-to-toe. If anything, the Legion has had a worse start. Morphling has died once, Luna's died once as well. Both teams pretty even actually. And I think it's going to boil down to the draft, CloudX. And purely in terms of draft, I'm leaning towards 3C4DA. I could be wrong, but I like 3C4DA's
yeah,
draft.
I'm a fan of 3C4DA's draft. But it looks like Itachi is going to die again. Ricky finally being put to use, ends up getting the kill. Zap sticks around for the bonus intelligence as well. But, I mean, it's too hard to say if I do favor 3C4DA's draft in entirety, because if you look at the KND draft, it's a very snowball-oriented draft, right? Zap with the intelligence per kill, LC with the bonus damage per dual kill. The longer this game goes, the more minor victories that Kuroko no Doto scores, the harder it's going to get for 3C48 to fight back.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
For now, though, it doesn't look like he's got any dual victories under his belt. Well, Silencer, 6 stolen intelligence, and a Midas to boot.
Yeah, it looks like he's building into the threats from here on mid lane. Rikimaru has initiated on 3CY on the Lina. The chase is real. Arcane Curse with a couple of Glaives of Wisdom do the trick, and Zap is sitting at 8 stolen intelligence just 10 minutes into the game.
What do you think Silencer goes for this game? I'm kind of leaning towards the Atos build, but I definitely think he's going to need a Hurricane Pike. He wants to stay the hell away from that Luna.
Both are good starts.
But yeah, I mean, he's also going to need a BKB at some point. Oh, Ricky spotted with the sentry, then the dust. His TP is going to be unsuccessful. Easy pickings there.
He had tried to sit in the middle of the smoke cloud and TP out, but Miku was just outside the smoke cloud, got off the Lucent Beam, got the kill. Looks like Luna is going for the Dragonlance. Will probably be building into the Manta style next. One way of dealing with the lockdown coming out from the Radiant and also the Global Silence, right?
Yep. Yeah, Manta is inevitable. I think she has to go for the Manta here eventually. I like the Dragonlance first, of course. It's pretty much the standard build on Luna now.
What happened to Helm of the Dominator? I mean, 7.00, everybody was building just one thing on every hero. It was Helm of the Dominator.
So Helm no longer gives you lifesteal. I think that's the primary reason.
No, but at the start of 7.00, when Helm didn't give you lifesteal but gave you all the stats, everybody built Helm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was... I believe there was a nerf.
There was a nerf to the HP regen or something.
I can't for the life of me remember what the exact nerf was, but some nerf along the way made it completely out of fashion. And there's also this whole teams experimenting and figuring it out phase, right? When a new patch hits. I think Helm was just one of those. It fit into that passing phase.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mid Rubik at one point in time. Except that worked at TI.
I think mid Rubik is fine against a certain lineup.
No, I don't think mid Rubik exists anymore. You're asking for defeat if you run a mid Rubik today.
Do you think mid Pugna is doable?
In a push lineup, yes. But Pugna is one of those heroes that many consider to be just one buff away from actually being or receiving more playtime. A wasted smoke, by the way, from 3C48. Not going to find anything with that one. Well, the Omni Knight, after all those deaths, he has managed to hit level 8 after all, so he's not falling that far behind. But he could be going down here. Nope, he's got the repel. Does have... Okay, he doesn't have the Guardian Angel. Well, he did have it. I'm not sure why he didn't pop it there. Might have just survived if he did.
Yeah, Zap held on to the Global Silence as well. And this could be Legion stepping in trying to get a kill, but Legion has died too many times in lane, is really far behind. Anyways, they've got ZCXV here, the big fat ogre.
I think this is again where Ricky's skill set is really shining through.
I heard an Eclipse.
Luna coming into the Eclipse. They've got the Global Silence pop as well. Luna could be in trouble, or is it Zap that's going to be in trouble here? They're going for Miku, but Miku's just so tanky right now with the repel and the heal kicking in. Zap will end up going down, and Miku gets himself a double kill. That Dragonlance paying huge dividends right now, along with the Omni Knight who respawned and rejoined the party.
Yeah, small error there from the Omni Knight. He threw the repel on himself. Threw the purification out on the Luna, but threw the Luna, but threw the repel on himself, and luckily didn't get punished for that. Anyways, Baka trying to take down the tower. Actually, he's going to be successful. R3C48 making a trade here.
They should be able to get the trade quite. Actually, never mind that. They've actually got just a Lina, a Winter Wyvern, and an Omni Knight whacking away at a tier 1 tower. That's not going to happen. In fact, it might just be KND that takes a mid tier 1 on the back of this. They won the skirmish, but they're losing the overall battle here. They might even end up losing the Ogre if he's not careful.
I think 3C48, if they're holding on to TPs, they can still rotate to the mid lane and hold on to their tier 1 in the mid lane. But well, they did get the tier 1 in the bot lane. It looks like there is a wraparound. Actually, it's just Rikimaru getting some vision for his team. And he did get his team off to a good start in the early engagement. But after that, there was just too much damage coming in from the Luna, who rotated in a beautiful fashion, TP'd on the Shrine, started the Eclipse, and did a whole bunch of damage to the Radiant.
Invisibility.
DOT, he's got his face boots complete, which is good, but not great. Miku, it's going to be the inevitable Manta style.
Yeah, it'll be the Manta style, of course. Ricky, he's scouting this out. They don't have any detection, but and there's none flying out either. It looks like they're going to pop a smoke soon. Or are they just going for the, they're just going for the ancient stack. They are providing a lot of valuable intel. And look at this, there's an Invis Crystal Maiden waiting in the wings as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the very best, it's just going to lead some EXP here. His team is pretty much on the other side of the map. And they've decided they want to make a trade happen, which is take the Dire offlane tower. If however the Dire do rotate to the bottom lane, have they got TPs?
It doesn't matter, this tower is down.
Okay, the tower's gone.
Tower has fallen.
Oh, they did spot out the Ricky. They're even going to pop the dust. It's going to turn around with the smoke screen and then a TP out.
Winter's Curse, yes. Okay, they held him there for some time. And it looks like this should be a kill. Tried to blink onto a neutral creep, but...
I think it's still worth it. That was 5 heroes hanging around in the jungle. They did get the stack, of course.
I mean, they got the stack and they got a kill, and the kill went to...
Yeah, but they lost the tier 1 at bottom at the same time. And they've given Morphlings some more time to free farm.
Who's not doing too bad, actually. 16 minutes in, he's almost completed his Lincolns, which is a really good start.
I'm just happy we're not seeing Midas Morphling, man. With the Midas
What?
fashion.
Midas Morphling?
I mean, Midas is back into fashion, right?
Ooh, Baka with a beautifully timed blink there. Dodge the Yule setup coming out from the Lina. Slight mistiming possibly on Lina's part, but I'm not too sure.
Structures are fortified.
Fortification was popped. Looks like we have a battle brewing out in the mid lane. ZCXV TPs in. Morphling into strength. A global silence has been committed. 3CY on the Lina walks past all the action in the mid lane. There is no Winter's Curse, but there's the Arctic Burn onto Zap. Elsewhere, Ricky has initiated the LSA and the Dragon Slave being wasted. Looks like it's going to be a disengage for the time being, but Dot once more. You've got the duel on 3CY and a beautiful cold embrace keeps him alive. The duel's been wasted, while ZCXV is making a retreat. Freezing fields as well as a waveform being thrown out on the Lina. And it looks like she will fall.
Practically everywhere, but here comes Miku with the repel upon himself. The Eclipse pop, but the Siege Creep takes a lot of that damage. They'll get the Frostbite. Baka goes and eats a Purification to the face, and then a Guardian Angel, as if almost daring him to come and fight further. Ends up being the death of the Legion Commander. Zap is in trouble now, takes a hit to the back, takes another one, pops his stick charges, makes a run for it. Morphling with a waveform in, but that seems a bit too ambitious for my liking. He's gonna go down as well, but Luna drops eventually. And all the while, Zap has just been in the vicinity, stealing away intelligence, making everyone closer to autism. It is just nasty what a silencer can do by simply standing in the vicinity while collateral damage takes its course on your enemy team.
Do you know what was the cruelest joke in that team fight? Do you know what killed Morphling in that Winter's Curse? Our own replicant.
No way.
Yeah, it was a Luna replicate that killed Morphling.
Oh man, that's just, that's the most painful way to die.
Got a micro that replicate. Anyway, 3CY, he did end up dying straight away in that fight. Needs to be a little bit more careful with his positioning. Is charging ahead mindlessly a bit too much. I think it's the Ogre who needs to run in and not be such a pussy about his positioning anymore.
I was quite convinced that this was going to be 3C4DA's fight, to be honest. That it was a good a good cold embrace coming out on the Lina there.
Yeah.
When the LC jumped in. And that in itself should have been reason for them to turn it around, take a few kills, and then back away with minimal casualties. Instead, they started diving under the tower into the tree line, trying to score that extra kill on the silencer, and they got punished heavily.
DC stuck. Okay.
We're good to go. Baka.
I'm fine with waiting and all.
Well, didn't get the first duel, didn't get the kill either resulting of the duel. We got the youth. Can he dodge with the Blick this time? No, he can't. Splinter Blast is there, the Ignite is there as well. Purification has been thrown on top of him. It did take 4 heroes a good amount of time to bring him down, but they did get the kill nonetheless.
Y was pretty smart over there actually.
Use the Dragon Slave first and then...
Dragon Slave first, ensuring that he couldn't blink away. But, I mean, I don't know if this is a bug or if it's something I'm missing here. But Yules does 50 magic damage, which ideally should cancel out the blink dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower is
It does?
under attack.
It
No,
should.
you can blink out of other people's use.
No fortified.
Are you sure it does 50 damage?
It does 50 damage.
Can
yeah.
you just see the tooltip?
Not much good.
Cyclone can be cast on yourself. Enemy units take 50 magic damage upon landing.
Ah,
So ideally, you shouldn't be able to. I mean, again, back to the laboratory, Dexter. This is another thing we've got to test.
gosh, every time you say laboratory, I think of my poor little friends who took science in the 11th
I
standard.
mean, the Yules change. The reason for the Yules change was to prevent blinking out from Yule setup.
But which patch did this happen?
Quite a while ago, actually. No, it wasn't the 7.0 patch. It was before the 7.0 patch.
Okay.
Oh, we got a smoke. Barker Dot and K7 going hunting again. This time Ricky's going to be the one to walk forward. Miku, remember he has that Manta style, so he can break from the global silence. There's the silence coming out. Manta, now he pops it. And the Eclipse was already there. The Guardian Angel popped and then the global silence. A lot of ultis rift there. No one ends up dying. And Barker is not quite satisfied. He was thinking of jumping back in. Well then, Miku.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's moving forward, has his repeller on himself again. This should be the tier 1 tower taken down. And with that shrine healing them back up online, they should be able to get this quite comfortably.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, good stuff coming out from 3C48. They did end up using the Guardian Angel, but Global Silence is on cooldown. They can push, and look at Zap. I mean, he can't hang around stealing intelligence. He almost ends up dying there.
That you gotta be those, man. That extra bit of HP keeping them alive.
With boosters saving the day. Anyways, the Rikimaru, he's trying to do his best, drops the smoke screen, but the push is real from 3C48, and it looks like
Radiant's middle
it looks like Kuroko and Doto have no answers to that push coming out from them. They are going to retreat. I don't think they're a great Rosh taking lineup. I mean, sure, they got heal, and over time Roshan just gives up and gives you the ages. But yeah, Devil hanging out. He's got the replicate. Throws out the adaptive strike.
Miku. Going ham on his own replica again.
What's the Morphling got in terms of items? Okay, he's gone for the BOTs. Your thoughts on this choice? You think it's a game where he needs to split push badly with BOTs?
I mean, I don't see how the Morphling is going to be jumping in their faces in this fight anyway. He's got to rely on the replica, on the Lunar replicate damage in the ultra late game phase, and to get them to the ultra late game phase, he's going to have to keep split pushing and finding pickoffs. Oh, unfortunate that Barker couldn't get the dual victory there, but it's a kill on the Lina nonetheless. A kill on the enemy mid, more than welcome in any form by KND. And it's going to allow them to get some damage down in this tower. No contest coming out from 3C4DA. They'll just sacrifice this, which does seem like the right thing to do when they're one man down.
I think 3C48 really need to step up their vision game. Rikimaru's been making aggressive maneuvers into the dire jungle and giving vital information to his team, which is always resulting in a kill and in a tower. And one lost fight at the wrong time just on the back of the vision that Ricky's providing could mean the demise of 3C48 in the long term.
Blade Mail on the LC. Done and dusted now, Barker. Bit more of a threat. Lina's gonna have to be careful of when and how she fires off those Lacuna blades now.
Yeah.
While the diffuser blade still really far off for the Ricky here.
Omni-Knight has picked up his mech, which isn't too bad. Not much of a net worth lead, really.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, 4,000 net worth 24 minutes in is
It's negligible. But yeah, Dot is doing this again. I think 3C48, I mean, if they're confident about the team fight, they should just pick up a gem.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, they do have a few potential gem carriers, one being the Omni-Knight here. Omni-Knight is, instead he's prioritizing the Guardian Reaps. This is one of those games where I think an early force and an early blink on the Omni-Knight wouldn't be a bad choice either.
But isn't the whole logic behind the Greaves that it takes away global silence from the caster?
Just from the caster, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it lets him
That's true.
Kind of save team.
Yeah, you're right. Back at the Morphling, there is going to be the shotgun build coming out from him. So he's kind of caught between a split push and a shotgun build coming out here. I guess those Boots of Travels did allow him to apply momentum and delay the push coming in from 3C4DA. Because, I mean, they've got a BKB, they've got a Manta and a Dragonlance on that Luna. With a Bloodlust and the Repel thrown on top of her, it's the ideal tower sieging machine, right? In the ideal situation, they'd want to get themselves an Aegis and then move forward into the high ground. But for now, Devil is morphing to strength and making a run for it. Gets stunned up, starts remorphing. The global silence is going to help keep him alive a little longer. Waveform is coming back online in 1 second. He goes into the trees. He can't break down the trees nearly quickly enough, but they'll get the stun, cancelling his TP out. He's going to end up dropping here, and he's only delayed the inevitable, and his teammates have even ripped the global silence for him. This is go time. 3C4DA should be looking for an objective, but it looks like KND is going to deny them that opportunity by looking to score a kill, but never mind that. Luna pops the BKB and Eclipse, scores a return kill on Barker instead, and suddenly 2 cores are down on the side of KND, allowing Miku and his boys to take Roshan or a tower if they choose to.
I think they should walk up high ground, force buybacks if nothing else, maybe bring down a tier 3, but I think Rosh is also fine. I mean, this is always a really sticky point of the game. What do you prioritize, Rosh or high ground? Well, it looks like the Morphling is respawning fairly soon, so I think Rosh is the...
Absolutely the right decision, man. Rosh is literally the closest objective to you. It's just 26 minutes in, respawn times are fairly low. It's the no-brainer, man. You get an opportunity to take Roshan within the first 30 minutes of the game. You take it without thinking twice.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Yeah, this is where talents come into play, actually. You know why Lina landed that stun? I think she took the plus 125 range talent. The plus 125 cast range talent.
Look at Zap, though. He actually chose to pick up his Shadow Blade first. Before going for the Hurricane Pike, that's what he's going to choose to go.
It looks like KNDA have been watching a lot of SEA Dota. I mean, what else can I say?
It's not just SEA Dota though, right? We've seen... I mean, how often do we even see core silences? I think one of the noteworthy teams that does this is Virtus Pro. And I haven't seen them do this in a very long time, to be honest.
It was a thing in Dota 1, right? I mean, I remember seeing a bit of core silencer in Dota 1. Don't know what the exact change was. He probably sucked a bit more back then, but it was a thing. 3CY on the Lina is going for okay, Lincoln's.
Why?
Do you think the Shivas is really needed here? I mean, the silencers queued up the Shivas.
Yeah, I got confused for a moment. When you said Shivas, I'm like, I don't see any candidates for a Shivas card here. And in this case, silence is Shivas.
I mean, it's the nuke, right? And it's the armor. The armor's good versus the Luna.
The armor's nice. The intelligence is good to augment the glaives of wisdom. But is it really justified here, considering most of their punches come from in the form of magic damage inside of 3C4DA? I would have liked to see a BKB, maybe even a couple more Lincoln Spheres on the side of the Lincoln side. Stun comes out, Kuroko should be going down here. A Laguna Blade will be expended before he pops the Blade Mail. Y finds himself another kill and adds a Bloodstone charge to his tally.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, rate Legion's impact to this game.
I mean, if we're gonna rate it based on his bonus dual damage, then 0. But
it's not about the dual damage, right? It's about even setting up a kill or winning the lane.
Stats don't lie, as Nahaz has pointed out. Right? It's 0, 8, and 3 on Barker. He's not added as much value as he should have been added.
Yeah, and KND picked it up straight away without giving it a second thought.
Yeah, that was actually, yeah, you're right. That
was first pick. Okay, the grease is up, the gem is up as well. 2 items that 3C4DA were looking for before they went up high ground, and they are pulling ahead in terms of net worth. They're probably looking for the Rikimaru here, but little do they know that KND is on the other side of the map. High ground definitely on the cards here for 3C4DA. They're taking down one of the last remaining tier 2s and probably march up high ground. Why? Oh my god, look at this. Kuroko no Doto is trying to rat them out in the mid lane. Okay, not really rat them out.
They're just applying pressure, trying to make them, get them to make some hasty decisions. But look at this, they don't care. They're just gonna walk up again, keep healing the Luna. She's got an Aegis of BKB and now a Repel on top of her as well. This is what we talked about. She's a sieging machine, and once the tier 3 is down, those glaives start doing so much more work. Miku is gonna secure the racks for his teammates, and it looks like there's nothing that KND can do to stop this.
Dire's middle tower just
And this
Perfectly
is,
executed.
the problem is Legion is too scared to blink in now. Because he knows he's not going to accomplish anything. Ricky walked up, forced to pop the tricks of the trade. Did manage to blink back out of there,
Dire's
however.
middle barracks are taken.
And all it really cost 3C48 was a Laguna Blade and, well, a mid-range barracks courtesy Devil.
Yeah, Devil, now the BOTs make sense, but linkage was triggered. I guess that was the Yules, if I'm not mistaken.
Radiant's
Yeah, I think it's
barracks are
used.
under attack.
But 3C48 could just group up and go mid again. They've still got the Aegis.
I'm not too sure what the timer is on Aegis being reclaimed. I think
I think it's 6 minutes.
no, that's the minimum. The reclaim time is somewhere here, so I think that's 2 more minutes till the Aegis is reclaimed. The clock should show up in just a bit and tell us exactly how much time there is. K7. He's gone for the Glimmer Cape. Good choice indeed. Tons of magic damage, as we pointed out, on the side of 3C4DA, so they should be able to keep themselves alive a little longer. But they just have no response for this Luna that's sieging their base. The Lincolns and the Luna also means that the Morphling cannot really form a replicate of her or a replica of her to stop the siege or turn some of the damage against her.
Legion looking for a pick off. I think KND are here. They know that if they let this game go in the momentum that 3C48 is taking it, they're just going to end up losing structures. And they are on the hunt for a kill, but 3C48, that positioning is spot on. They're grouped up as almost 3 or 4 or 5, I'd like to say. And they're absolutely dodging this gank altogether. Looks like both teams are just going to group up for the time being. KND, not sure which direction to head in. 3C48, they are picking out the enemy shrine.
I mean, they can take it. Both sides can take down shrines now. However, that is an invitation for a team fight. The moment you start pounding away at the shrine, I think we're going to see like 4 or 5 TPs coming in. There we go, they're going to jump in, and Parker is unable to latch on with the duel. They stepped a little too far behind him. E-Blade will be thrown down. They even dropped down the Global Silence. The Greaves have been popped, but it doesn't matter because the Omni Knight gets brought down. Parker finally gets his duel victory. Ogre Magi goes down next. The Winter's Curse has been dropped as well, but it's too far behind. Winter Wyvern probably going to go down as well. Indeed he will, with the adaptive strike from the Morphling securing the kill. 3 down on the side of 3C48. 2 of them have buybacks. And it looks like they're going to have to expend them.
Yeah, the Winter Wyvern was clearly out of position there. He needed to save the dual target with his Cold Embrace. He was nowhere to be found. And Omni Knight popped his Greaves, got dueled unfortunately. And this gives Kuroko no Doto a much needed lifeline. And maybe even a way back into the game. Devil on the Morphling, really farmed, building into the Skadi.
Yeah, looks like it is going to be a Skadi coming out for him next.
Stats are good. Yeah, I think stats is the way to go. They lost the gem, and that's what's really going to be hurting 3C48 there. But they can just pick up a couple of sentries and go again. They've got the butterfly on the Luna. There is no answer on the side of Kuroko no Doto to deal with that butterfly. And all they're hoping for is stray pickoffs here. But it's a Ricky just covering all by himself. I mean, Troy's got the E-Blade. I mean, the Diffusal Blade. But who can he really pick off? Lina? Lina's got a Blink, a Yule.
This'll come in handy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This butterfly pickup on the Luna it's really going to throw a wrench straight into...
You
the
just
game.
cannot stand
Yes.
anywhere near a tier 3. The shrine is useless.
How do you even kill her anymore? It's not like you've got an abundance of magic damage. Freezing Field is probably your best bet. But
Yeah,
the
I
moment
mean-
Crystal Maiden walks in to do that, she's going to take a Laguna Blade to the face, man.
Silencer is pure damage, right?
Just as much help as
What's
Bob.
his damage
It's
look?
still a physical hit, which means that evasion does apply exactly.
Radiant's
Okay.
tower has looked better.
So,
Let me correct myself. It's not a physical hit. It's still pure damage, but it is an auto attack. It classifies as an auto attack,
okay.
which is why you can still evade Blades of Wisdom. Anyway, shrines will be taken down, but tier 3s and Raxes will be threatened on the other side of the map. Devil continues with the waveform, pushes out the wave, and again, 3C4DA are going to have to make some tough choices. Do we go back or do we continue pushing forward?
I mean, Vitaviman, okay, they caught out very key. I was just going to point this out. I'm not sure they had vision, but it's...
They have a gem. Lena's holding on to the gem.
What didn't they? Okay, I thought the Omni Knight was holding on to the gem and he ended up dying. So, small correction there. Lena was holding on to the gem and they still got it.
It is, after all, Ogre Magi's gem. Oh, bye-bye. That should be a kill. Never mind, they're going for a high priority target. Zap is going to be the one to be brought down, and Lena still has the gem, remember. Doesn't need the Yule set up there. Drops down the Laguna Blade, and Zap is down. He has a buyback though, so they will force it out.
Yeah, throw the repel on the Luna. And although 3C4D's draft was a response to the picks coming out from Kuroko no Doto, it is working out really well for them when it comes to sieging. I'm not sure why they're backing off. Probably the replicate.
And the buyback from the silencer.
Okay.
It's a smart choice actually. I don't think 3C4D should continue this. They're just going to wait for the next Roshan and then try and siege with the Aegis on the Luna again.
I think there's one shrine that remains. I mean, what do you do? Roshan is not yet going to respawn. You just walk from one side of the map to the other, take down shrines for fun.
I mean, at this point, Ogre Magi's job is to spot when Roshan respawns. He's going to have to keep ducking his head into the pit.
Yeah.
It's almost at the longest possible respawn time, this rush, so they're going to find it. I'm sure they've taken down the timer. KND, not going to find any success inside the pit either. But they know that they can't give up the Roshan for free. And now that they're out under cover of the smoke, they might as well go and try and make something happen. Morphling has left his, well, he had left his replica down on the south side of the map, but I believe it has timed out now. Luna, initiated upon Global Silence, kicks in the position for me. Really necessary then. Luna might have just gotten dual damage. In fact, she'll still get it after the blade mail times out. Winner, chicken dinner, and it's only the LC that's gone down so far. Looks like ZXC will go down as well. They're going forward on the K7. K7's down. It's a double kill for the Luna. Do they have a Lucent Beam in 2 seconds time? But she TP's out anyway. Lena behind, trying to make work happen. Dot, however, gonna drop down that smoke screen. Itachi Uchiha under cover of the Cold Embrace, and they're not gonna be able to find Dot after that. Oh, maybe they are. They still have the gem, so they should be able to get the kill. Okay,
yeah, respawn talent timer really kicking in. Yeah, Lena with the Bloodstone just respawned seconds, rejoined the fight. Has got the BOTs as well, so she can do that time and time again. And 3C4DA, it looks like Roshan is on the cards for them, yeah. I guess that's the next big objective. Old man Roshan has respawned. Yep.
This is going to be an Aegis picked up, and no cheese available. It's still the second rush, so it should be the Luna that holds on to it, but unfortunately Luna doesn't have any more slots.
I think
possibly.
give up the Dragon Lance maybe. The range is great and all, but they got so much.
The treads.
Okay, drop the treads.
At this point, she's not going to run anyway, and if she does need the movement speed, she's more than welcome to just pop the flutter on the butterfly and make a run for it.
Okay, 3C4DA have everything. And the question of the day is, CloudX, how do KND come back?
I mean, it's such a minor deficit, but in reality, it's so much harder to bring down this Luna with the butterfly and the Aegis. They need to trigger the double Lincolns now because there's one thrown upon her from the Lena, one of her own, and they've got to repel over and above all of it. They just cannot touch this Luna. It's 2 lanes of barracks now in favor of 3C4DA, and they're one step closer to securing another win at the Masters League of the ESL India Premiership.
Luna is so disgusting, and there was a time that twisted people picked Luna with Shadow Demon. How desperate times were those? Luna Shadow Demon Rao. That was a thing once upon a time. Just look at that. The cat will not die.
She even expended the Laguna Blade without a second thought. Barker's going to go down. The Winter Skull's held in position as well. They end up getting 2 more kills, and the buyback from the Crystal Maiden is not threatening in the least. It's Mega Troops now in favor of 3C4DA. And it looks like Kuroko and Dota are all but done. Zap pops the global silence, but it's only gonna delay the inevitable, which ends up being his death. Nope, he's gonna force up further, or he's gonna get forced up further by the CM. But yeah, there really isn't anything that can be done here. Remember, there's still an Aegis on Miku as he continues to pound away with the glaives, just wreaking havoc all over the dire base. Devil's making a run for it. He's even been strength morphing through and through. And then there's a Guardian Angel for good measure for the Omni Knight to stay alive. The GG not being called here by KND though, but they know it as well as we do.
Yeah,
there's nothing they can do to stop this.
It's a knockout and it hurts. And
it's not a knockout. It's a league, so you gotta play. They got no games ahead.
oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I thought it was a knockout phase. Anyways, they did hang on as if it was a knockout. And
nice save, Vivek. Nice save. Alright guys, hope you guys have had a blast. We know that a lot of you have been waiting for the Counter-Strike game here. Props to 3C4DA. They brought pride upon Nepal today. They
beautiful play coming out from them.
And yeah, I gotta say I'm impressed, and I am looking forward to these guys making it to the land at the end of the summer season. I'm CloudX, with me was Vivek. I hope you guys have had a blast. Any and all feedback is welcome. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, so please do let us know how we can improve. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
As he watches through the door, a smile pulls in more and more. Wicked thoughts shape wicked ways, while we all crave, when the man yells at his son, when he finds the smoking gun. Don't you worry, little one, for we all crave, we all crave.
Well, thanks a lot, Vivek and Nishant CloudX Patel, for taking us through the game of this amazing game called Dota 2, people. Everybody who's joining us now, let me give you a quick recap. We just had a very well contested game of Dota 2 happening here in the ESL India Premiership 2017. This is the day 3 of the live stream, which is coming to you daily starting 6:30 p.m. Now, before we move on to the things, let me remind you that this is the second edition of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Zowie by BenQ, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. Now, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, a huge congratulations is in order for 3C4DA, who win this very well contested match against their opponents, Kuroko no Doto. Well done, boys. I hope to see you later in the ESL India Premiership. And well, hard luck, Kuroko. I hope that you guys go back to your work tables, do some more homework, come up with new tactics and strategy, and own them opponents, because, well, that's what Dota is all about. 5v5 real-time strategy, people. Now, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we have the final game of the daily stream we promised to you. Now, moving on, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive happening between two amazing teams. Now, one of them is a very well-renowned team in the Indian circuit of gamers. It's called Entity Esports. And one of the very famous players of this team, Simar Sai Sethi, if you're friends with him, or if you know him personally, or you just happen to have met him recently, you know that he's going around with a new hairdo. We really hope that it helps, considering that they lost pretty recently to Risky Gaming on the day 1 of the ESL India Premiership 2017. Simar, we really really hope that this new hairdo works very well in your favor, man. Now moving on, ladies and gentlemen, Entity Esports is going to face off against this team called SemperX. Now a little low down about Team SemperX. They're an old team. They've recently removed 2 of their players who have moved on to another team called Team Brutality. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the team, but it's another one of the very well-renowned teams in the Indian gaming circuit when it comes to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now, earlier, Team Wolf had a player called Mythilef who now plays for SemperX, and trust me, Mythilef is one of those players who you really need to keep an eye out for. Now, the next game, the final game of the Day 3 of the ESL India Premiership 2017 is going to be Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the match between these 2 teams, Entity Esports and SemperX. And I'm hoping my casters Blair and Fed are up to the mark to see who wins the game or who loses and goes back with a long face. Stay tuned, people. This is the ESL India Premiership. This is where wars happen. This is where gaming is.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this exciting matchup between Entity Esports and SemperX. This is shaping up to be an exciting game of Counter-Strike, and I'll be damned, I'm really excited to see what Entity Esports brings to the table. They must be reeling and thirsty for blood after their very close defeat to, I think it was, who was their first game that they played? I think it was the team from Dubai. I keep forgetting their name. Anyway, last year's finalist, the final playoffs of the Masters LAN was the first match of the Masters League this time around. And Entity, that game went to overtime, and they just lost it in the final rounds of the match. They just let it go. But I think they are reeling from that defeat, and they'll be back strong and with a vengeance. So I'm really curious to see what they bring to the table on Mirage. Last time they played on Inferno. Entity Esports, mind you, is on paper the best team in the country. They have the brilliant Opper Sai, the aim god A-Star, Ace, one of the most exalted and experienced players in the Indian CSGO community, alongside Ribby, who himself has been around for donkey's years and is considered a very good opper himself, along with Excali, possibly one of the most explosive players in the Indian CSGO scene. And they'll be facing off against SemperX themselves, a very experienced lineup themselves, and well, like I said, it's going to be an exciting game of Counter-Strike ahead of us. Knife round going so far, kills are coming in left, right, and center. It's just slice and dice all over the place, and yeah, Entity take the knife round, and most likely they'll be choosing to switch. Yes, this is Mirage. The favorite side is the CT side, and that's exactly what Entity are going for. They're not going to horse around. They're going to come out the gates, all guns blazing. That is what they're known for. Like I was saying, Excali, one of the most, if not the most explosive players in the Indian CSGO scene right now. This man's mechanics and aim is bar none right now. Just look at that. How many of you watching could just do that mid jump in Mirage? I'm betting not very many. And yep, pistols are live. The match is underway, people. Let's go. Buy coming in from Entity. So far, 3 armor purchased. Excali. Will you go with the kit? Nope. 5 sets of armor on the CT side, whilst SemperX decide to go with Foxy running utility, and the rest going with armor Glock. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. Looks like it's gonna be a fast A hit. And yeah, all 5 players bunched up in T ramp. Ace is gonna see a lot of action very, very soon. And there we see Ribby tapping away, and Ace tapping away, trying to get someone in the back, but unfortunately missing all his shots. That's not what the doctor ordered, but Ribby in the meantime chimes with 2 quick headshots. No wait, that was Sai, but Ribby does get his head taken clean off, and now it's Excali on the rotate through CT spawn, and A-Star, who's very low, he's left internally bleeding at 9 HP. Oh, he's down for the count, people, and Excali getting like tapped down with the Glock, coming down short in the battle of attrition against the 3 remaining terrorists. And the first pistol round goes to SemperX, 1-0 on the board. Do we see a force buy coming up? Of course we see a force buy coming up. Excali, the armor pistol. Ribby choosing to go with the naked scout, as they say, the glass cannon scout. Sai choosing to just upgrade his pistols. That's because he will be going for the op come the first gun round. That makes sense for him to just upgrade the pistol. A Deagle, a very potent weapon in the hands of an aimer as good as, well, Sai. But there goes. Ribby's down for the count already. The scout out of the hands of the CTs. Recovered by Sai very promptly. So he's going to try and take a pot shot at mid maybe. Nope. In the meantime, Excali's pushed up B apps. Impale needs to be careful. And there we go. Heads taken clean off with the powerful CZ at the close ranges. And yep. Now they're going to be making a beeline, and Excali is not done yet. Gets the second kill already. This man is doing some tremendous damage. Mithil already brought down 1 HP. A stiff breeze in his direction, and he is down for the count. And they're stuck in B-apps. This is possibly the worst place they could be. Sai taking pot shots through market. Excali still waiting patiently by a truck, by van. Sai getting shot at. Oh, Ace getting taken down in the flank. That's gonna open up the entire route to the A bomb site for the terrorists. But there's still time left on the clock. There's no need to rush this. They can still play for the picks. This anti-ego coming out from SemperX, not the ideal at all. Oh, and Excali going for that final peak. Sai in the meantime does take out Starboy. Is down now down to a 1v2, but Mithil is solo. Foxy himself isn't looking in the pink of health either. It's all down to Sai right now. The man, the myth, the legend, the 19-year-old phenom from Delhi, the explosive Sai. He guided his team, the Invisible Wings, to, I think he took it to the finals of the Extremes Land, and last year was Sai's breakout year in the Indian Counter-Strike scene. And I have seen this boy grow from strength to strength. He is by far one of the best players in India right now. Bomb has gone down, post plants, pretty decent. They can defend it from both places, which is connector and T-ramp, but they're playing isolated. Not a big fan of this, because if Sai can spot them out, oh, but Sai won't, that's the question. Oh, Mithil, but now he can just peek out. Yep, Foxy does peek out and shoot Sai in the back. But the economic damage done to SemperX was tremendous, but they do manage to recover both the rifles. That was a force buy. So here's the thing, if you're going to force buy, make sure that you win the round. And the thing is now that Sai only has $3,000, he's going to have to glass cannon that op in the next round. Because no one else is going to have any money to drop him that op. They're going to get 1,900 for the second round loss bonus. So they're going to get 2,400 next time around. It's going to have 5,400, so yeah, maybe he gets to pick up armor. In the meantime, looks like it's going to be a standard A hit from the T's, but look at the mid presence coming out from the CTs. They're pushing up mid. I like this, the buddy system coming into play, and Excali already on the fast flag. In the meantime, Sai getting surrounded from all sides and gets taken down. A near perfect jungle smoke, just a sliver of a gap, and Foxy getting aced through the smoke, and Ribby as well falling through the smoke. Excali left in a 1v5 situation. This was more or less a throwaway round. There was not a snowflake's chance in hell that they could have got anything out of it. But all Excali will be looking for right now is maybe get a few kills. Impale is really low. One shot, but unfortunately that aim punch coming into full effect there. Excali falls. All 5 players from SemperX surviving. That's good money in the bank as well. Yeah, first gun round. There we go. As I said, Sai will be going for the glass cannon op. See, not that bad an analyst, contrary to what chat might believe. Anywho. I'm curious to see what kind of setup they bring in their first gun round. Starboy still opting to stay for that UMP, and it's a fast play towards the B bomb side. If things, yeah, it's a fast play towards the B bomb side. And Excali gets instantly dinked down to 4 HP. And it's all down to A-Star now to help shore this B bomb side. He spots out Foxy, but gets his head blown clean off. And in the meantime, this sold this fake very well because the bomb's making its way onto the A bomb side. It's all down to Ribby to stop this. Will he be able to stop the two, terrorists? Oh, unfortunately, he won't. He goes down. It's down to a 3v2. Excali left bleeding, left hemorrhaging. He's at 27 points of health. Sai, the only one with the glass cannon op. He needs to be very careful because, as they say, the aim punch is real. On the flip side, Foxy isn't looking that good on the health either. And the rest of the T's are doing much better in terms of health. But, oh, Excali gets impaled by Impale, leaving Sai all alone in a 1v3. Misses the no-scope. What? Are they deaf? Did they not hear him? Okay, then. 4 rounds in a row for SemperX on Mirage. Impressive. That too, overcoming the first gun round from Entity. Now Entity will have to go for a hard eco. Well, they can upgrade pistols. They'll be getting max loss bonus next round. There's $3,400 in the bag for them. So the only time I've seen Entity play on Mirage 3 times now, and each time their CT side has looked rather shaky. Twice I saw them on during the India gaming show, and first time they lost to Dare to Dream on Mirage. That was a close game. I think they lost 16-13. And the second time they actually managed to win it, but that was because their CT side is so explosive. But you can't just rely on your CT side setup on a map like Mirage because it is inherently a T side, sir. There's a very explosive T side when they beat D2D. And you can't really rely on your T side that much. And there we go, Starboy getting the drop on Excali, literally Kobeing him off the map. In the meantime, Sai gets the drop on Mythil, gets the kill. Oh! Peeks at just the right moment, but unable to land the shot. It's down to a 4v2. It's just pistols, so they should be looking to do as much economic damage as possible. And CTs have rotated all the way onto the A bomb site. I mean, it's a gamble, right? You stack a bomb site and you hope they go for it. And unfortunately for Entity, SemperX aren't going to take the bait. They're headed towards the B bomb site. So at the most, they could set up for some exits. But yeah, Starboy and Impale. I really like this AK that Starboy is wielding, the AK-47 Bloodsport. And A-Star does get taken out. He went for the exits, but unfortunately wasn't able to find anything. And now Ace is left all alone contemplating life and the choices that he's made so far in T-Spawn. He's going to show off his hardcore parkour skills and is looking to find a gun. Unfortunately, I think SemperX have been clever enough to throw away the AK-47 that was dropped. Yep, there he's going to stare through the grate in despair and dismay at the AK-47 just beyond his reach. So close yet so far. And because of the noise he was making, he's going to get taken down as well. Anyway, finally, second gun round from Entity. No ops on the board. I would have thought that they might have gone with the double op setup, but there we go. Sai spraying through the smoke, does manage to land a shot onto Mythil. He's down to 78 points of health. Nothing major, no major damage done as of yet. And SemperX showcasing some true grit here. That Molotov is going to force Ruby out of his little hidey hole. meantime, 3 CTs have made their way over to the A bomb site. And it looks like it's going to be an A pincered hit. Ace playing from Firebox. Sai will be spotting out Mithil. What a shot! Sai, the guillotine just taking off Mithil's head. Mithil must be feeling way lighter, but then Foxy returns the favor immediately. And Foxy's not done yet, and Ribby falls as well. Foxy with a huge triple kill, and A-Star coming in with the kill from Hunter, but it might just be too little too late. Excali's already on the flank, and Foxy's gonna get caught with his pants down. Takes some damage, but nothing major. It's down to a 2v2. This retake is doable, very much so. A-Star has managed to recover an AK, and A-Star is a beast with this gun. And there we go, peeks, but instantly gets traded out, and Impale is already blinded. Gets spotted out by Excali. Is he going to stick it? It looks like he's going to stick it. Not a care in the world, and he's sticking it. Pros don't fake. There we go. Also managing to recover the AK-47. But they lost 4 players there. That's going to be a costly round for Entity Esports. Their economy is still not looking very good. On the flip side, SemperX has all the money in the world. Foxy, even after that buy, is sitting way over $10,000, and Impale has $7,800 after the full buy. So they should be able to buy into the next round as well, with Foxy and Impale dropping guns, but that will be the last buy that they'll be able to manage. In the meantime, Ace has to opt for the UMP. A-Star, I think he was contemplating pushing up mid, then realized he had no backup from his teammates to trade him if he did go down, and wisely so, deciding to fall back. Ribby with a more aggressive angle by A-Ramp this time. It's a fairly standard setup from Entity coming in for their CT side this round. It's a 2-1-2, and Sai keeps switching as the smokes come in. It's a fake. Don't fall for it. And yeah, Excali isn't. He spots out Impale. He's ready for whatever might come his way, and the rotations are coming in. A-Star's already made his way onto the B-bomb side, and Sai is at market. Excali is going to be the first point of contact. He's completely blind. He's Helen Kellered, as Blair would say, and Sai gets the first kill, and the second. Will he get more is the question. In the meantime, Excali's made his way onto truck, and they don't expect him to be playing from here. No, he does get mollied out. And look at that. Everyone's just underneath window. They might just line up. Yep. Sai gets the third as well, and Excali finally getting the kill that he was so desperately itching for. Oh, but Starboy, instant decapitation there, and he's not done yet. Gets the second, but unfortunately unable to land the third. 2 players surviving for Entity there. Yet again, an expensive round coming out from Entity, but they do get the round. Yeah. And now, as I said, this is going to be the final buy from SemperX. They might have to eco the next if they lose this. Op out onto Sai. He's going to make look at Singh, the big green gun, or in this case, the Asimov. Personally, my favorite skin for the op in the game. And look at that aggression at A-Ramp from Ace. He needs to be careful. There's like the entire team almost is waiting for him down there. Gonna get it? He's gonna smoke it off. It might indicate to the tease that there's someone playing aggro. It's a nice one-way for him. Good patience from Ace. He knows that they can't afford to just give up their lives for no rhyme or reason. He's playing it smart along with Ribby, but needs to watch his back because they're a very aggressive bunch. And there goes the lurk down by the B-bomb site. That should tell them what's up, and that's going to prompt the move onto the A-bomb site as well. And here come the T's. They come streaming out, and Ace, beautiful, just trying to do something with that UMP, but unfortunately, the entire A defense crumbles like a domino, one after the other, and A-Star chiming in with 1 kill, but that's just not going to be enough. Excali gets 1 kill. He's got it all to do 1v2. If anyone can, Excali can. This man is a phenom, as they say. He's going to spot out Starboy, gets the spray down on him, but will he expect Hunter to be playing right there? Oh! Flicks onto him, but is unable to land the shot, and SemperX clutch out this round. The skin of their teeth. And look at that, just because even though they won 2 rounds in a row, the money on Entity is just completely gone. They're going to have to eco. And Ace and Sai, the money situation on them is absolutely dire. That's the thing with the CT economy, right? Like you can string 2-3 rounds together, but if you don't keep players alive and there's the mid aggression, I'd like to see them try this on an actual buy round that might be able to catch SemperX by surprise. Might. Because by the looks of the way they're playing, they've been setting up for that mid aggression almost every round, almost expecting it. And there we go, Excali with that CZ. This man CZ is phenomenal. But there he does get taken down by Hunter, who was on the flank. So as I was saying, I'd like to see Entity try this aggression on an actual buy round. It might pay more dividends than them trying to push up mid during an eco round. Because at the end of the day, when you have the weaponry to engage at the longer distances as well as the utility to hold the T's at high mid, you stand more of a chance for this mid aggression to come, pay more dividends. But anyway, now we see he's making a beeline for Catwalk. Excali with the swag 7, playing by truck. Will he even do anything? Oh, and the jumping swag of Excali, but then the aim punch does him in. Unable to land the shot onto Mithril, but in the meantime, Sai is on the quick flank. He's tapping away with the P250 and does manage to get it down. It's down to a 1v3 somehow. It's all down to Mithril. Does get tagged down at 10 HP. He is trying to find Sai, and finally, somehow, the good lords above, the CS gods, have heard his cries for help and does manage to land the headshot onto Sai, but that's too little, too late. And from nothing, Entity pull out an eco round. They just had a swag 7 invested and armor onto Ribby, and they just pulled that round out of the bag. Go. 3rd round on the board for Entity Esports, and winning that 3rd round in the most unconventional way as possible. Look at that. 2 players playing B short. The A bomb site is ripe for the taking. Sai and Ace need to be really careful. Yet again, it's just Impale on the lurk. 4 players over by the A bomb site. Oh, Impale. Foxy does get spotted out by Sai and gets instantly shut down. And Ace is completely smoked out. In the meantime, the lurk, Excali spotting it out. He's aware. He knows that Impale always plays the lurk. But that's drawn out the rotation. There's 3 players over by the B bomb site and just 2 defenders left. Starboy needs to be careful. He's caught with looking the absolute wrong way with his pants down, and Sai and Ace team up to take him down. But the over rotations on Entity right now. Oh, Sai doing some major work. He's already taken down 2. Can he get the 3rd? Yes, that's the 3K for Sai. Finally, Entity putting together what looks to be a decisive round. Keeping 4 players alive will finally start building that economy over on the CT side. You gotta love chat. They think they know so much. Anyway, moving on. Yet again, a standard 2-1-2 setup coming out from Entity, and SemperX, it looks like they're just really favoring this A bomb site. I mean, it has worked out for them, and they're just gonna walk out of the A bomb site. No smokes, no flashes, nothing. And A star spraying madly. Ace gets one, A star gets one. In the meantime, Mithril able to trade him out and went for a hard eco this time around. I think they went for an armor pistol buy. Yeah, they went for that armor pistol buy. Not the wisest of economic decisions in their position, because the whole point of an armor pistol buy, as was highlighted by D2D yesterday, is to at least try and get the bomb down, and they never even made it anywhere close to the bomb site, let alone manage to get the bomb down. And yep, the CT economy finally starting to resemble something like the first world economy. Good money across the board on everyone except Sai, but he then just bought up the op. So yep. Here we go. I think a tactical timeout has been called by SemperX. So Entity, what do you know about them? Well, let's just say that this is the Indian super team. And that puts a lot of pressure on them to perform day in and day out. It's like, if you're a football fan, it's like the kind of pressure that Man United used to be under. Used to be, not for the past 4 or 5 seasons, no. But that's the kind of pressure that Man United used to be under when they were at the top of their game, to perform day in and day out. It's expected of any so-called super team that, you know, you should be mowing down your opponents and steamrolling through them. But it has been a rocky ride for them. There have been times that they have performed to their potential, and there have been times that they have just crumbled under the pressure. Now, I've seen, as I was saying, I've seen Entity play on Mirage about three times now. Twice was during LAN. They've managed to win. Of the 3 times I've seen them play, one was against TMG and the other 2 times were against D2D. And they've managed to win once against D2D and lost the other 2 times. Once to D2D and the other time to TMG. Ever since then, but that was the old Entity lineup. It did not have Sai or A-Star. But the Excali was there, so was Ribby. I think, yeah, Ribby was also there. But since then, they have come a long way. Way back in the day when they did lose to TMG, that was last year, before the roster shuffle took place, their T side was absolutely shambolic. Like, they were just playing YOLO solo Counter-Strike. No trades, no trade potential, no real strats, just YOLOing it, relying on aim and aim duels. And that's just, you cannot do that against a team like TMG who back then had Equitas and was one of the best IGLs in the scene in India. And yeah, so time finally for the gun round to commence. Sai getting Molotoved off at mid. He did spot out Impale, but A-Star just chiming in with an instant snap headshot, decapitating Impale. He got impaled to that wall behind him. And yeah, finally, 4v5. The Entity have certainly managed to rally up back and muster up some much needed grit and courage. Excuse me, grit and courage. They've been performing admirably over the past 5 rounds. They've strung together 3 rounds in a row. I mean, a bomb is by the A-bomb side, and they're trying to sell this fake really, really hard. SemperX, every time, round in and round out, they're trying to really sell this fake over by the B-bomb side. But Entity have just not bought it. They bought it the first time over, and then they wised up. And there we go, Sai getting the kill onto the player crossing. And now it's all down to Excali and A-Star. And look at that, Sai is already back on the rotate. They know it's not an aiming. And there we go, Sai gets the kill on him, leaving all alone Starboy in a 1v5 situation. And Sai, too quick on the draw for him, scopes up and shuts it down, keeping all 5 players alive. And this is the kind of play I expect from Entity. This is the kind of play everybody expects from Entity. Methodical, immaculate, precise, and pristine, as Shroud would say. Oh, and ESL India just followed me on Twitter. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the follow. And yeah, another armor pistol buy coming up. 1 flash, that's all they have to work with, and 1 smoke. The smoke already goes down. And it looks like it's gonna be a train coming out of Palace, but that it has been Molotoved off. It's gonna hold off that for a few seconds now. And there we go, Ribby spraying down 1. Tries to spray down the other, but in the meantime, Ace has just completely shut down the A-bomb side. And Sai finding Starboy, leaving Hunter all alone, who's managed to recover an AK and has armor, so he might be able to make something work, but nope. Excali pops up, chops off his head. Instant evisceration. Not much to talk about. Entity Esports just bringing back the CT side by just sheer determination and strength of will. The final round, 7-7. This has been a very good showing from Entity Esports and SemperX. Don't take anything away from SemperX, mind you. But Sai opening things up with a quick kill onto Hunter. This has been the theme ever since, like, I don't know what. Maybe Sid Joshi whispered something in Sai's and Excali's ears recently, like, after the Risky. Yes, now I remembered. After the loss of Entity suffered from Risky, Excali was joking around on Facebook. He was like, if Sid replaced us, if Entity just replaced us with 2 Pinoys, maybe we'd win. But it seems that whatever Sid Joshi's told them, the manager or whoever their coach is, it seems to have worked. They have recovered and bounced back strong. Oh, this is a boost for B shot. It's a very clever boost there. Foxy. And Mithil, yep. Peering over into Sniper Nest and shot. A-Star not expecting it, gets his head clean taken right off. Prompting side of it, he needs to be careful. The 2 players, oh, gets the kill, but instantly traded out by Impale. Ribby spraying away, but unable to do much. Leaving Ace all alone on the A bomb site. But the bomb is still left all the way outside T-Apps. It looks like they're going to be going towards the B bomb site. Rich still playing under Palace. And does manage to land the kill on a Starboy, but he's left internally bleeding there. And the final player, Mithil, coming from TCT spawn. He heard him. Ace heard him. But the bomb is making its way onto the B bomb site. What are you doing, SemperX? Why though? Why? And there's bomb down. Impale, that's GG. That's the round. All you have to do is stay alive now. It's just Mithil all alone from market, and there goes Excali, spots it out. He's having none of these shenanigans, and that's the half for Entity, taking it 8-7. And that is amazing. It's an amazing comeback mounted by Entity this half. They've run 6 rounds on a trot, and it was all back of that fantastic eco win that they had. Wow, what a half from Entity. Taking that half 8-7, but take nothing away from SemperX. This is very much a CT-sided map, and 7 rounds on the T half is admirable. But what remains to be seen is what their CT setup is like. Historically, the CT side has been weak for most Indian teams, not just Indian teams, for most Asian teams to go in general. And ooh, it looks like some sort of set play coming out from Entity. 3 players in on the pass. They're gonna pincer this A bomb side. Ace getting spotted out. He's making a lot of noise. In the meantime, Sai coming out of the smoke. Oh, Mithil, decapitation central there. Impale and Mithil just ending that push onto the A bomb side. But in the meantime, Ribby has made his way over to the B bomb side. But oh, look at this flank coming in from Foxy. He pushed T-Ramp. He knew what's up. This was a perfect read. But oh, A-Star. And he's the final sole lone bomb carrier right now. It's all up to him. It's down to a 1v4. A-Star has pulled these off in the past. He was definitely one of the most explosive players that Brutality ever saw and had in their lineup, and Entity managing to get him onto their new roster for the super team. And he is a good player, a very explosive player, but not this time, unfortunately. Hunter ending his hopes and dreams of getting this ace clutch. There we go. 8th round, all scores are all tied up, 8-8. Yeah, so force buy it is, obviously. It is a much more viable option on the T side as opposed to the CT side, because, you know, the T economy is anyway a lot easier to maintain than the CT economy. So you can go for this pistol armor buy-up, and Tech 9, as we all know, is not overpowered at all. So yeah, it's a very viable buy during a pistol round. Let's see what Sai and his Deagle can do. I've heard legends of this man's Deagle. Actually, that would be Snorlax. And no, what a shot from Sai. Hunter, sit down, son, sit down. And yeah, what a beautiful shot from Hunter, from Sai. Just magnificent. Anyway, moving on. It's down to a 4v5 man advantage to the T's entity. If they manage to pull this off, it's going to be quite shameful, actually. Like, they have no business winning this round. If only somebody peeked out at B short. Mythil getting completely blinded, and there we go. Starboy spraying away from Van, gets one, unable to get the 2 kills required, and there goes the bomb side. Bomb will go down. It's down to a 4v2 retake situation. Foxy making his way out from market, gets tagged down instantly. 14 health, insta dink coming out, trying to recover that M4, but will he be able to? But they should save this. There's not a chance for him to take this. Impale in the meantime does get the kill onto A-Star. No need to peek. Yeah, and the call for save goes out. There's no need to peek there, guys. Just chillax. Chillax. Hold your angles, get good post plants, and play the time. Will Impale be allowed to save is the question. He does get the kill onto Sai, and Excali does not give him the chance to save. Sprays him down. SemperX only keeping one player alive, Foxy with the M4. He's going to have to go huge this round with that M4. And I think we might see a force buy coming out from SemperX because they're in the double eco territory. 3 players under the 1600 mark. That means, no matter, yep, there we go. It's a double eco territory. Might as well force up because, you know, you're going to have to save 2 rounds on the trot anyway. Hunter picking up some utility. Impale just rattling shots off with that Deagle in mid. Meantime, Sai's lining up the sniper nest smoke. Excali says, no, get out the way. It's mine. That smoke is mine. Yeah, fairly standard setup. Like, it is an eco. There's not much you can do in this situation apart from gamble, I guess. But they're still choosing to go with the 2-1-2 setup. I don't get this, honestly speaking. If you're eco, you know you don't have the weaponry. Stack a bomb site. Take a gamble. If it doesn't, it's a throw round anyway. You know, like, just take a gamble. Stack a site. You know, or rotate fast. Do something different from your standard setup which you have on your gun rounds. The basic Counter-Strike, people just don't follow. And there we go, Hunter pushing into Palace. Ribby does get the kill, but he's tagged down really low. And there was a very good fake sold by, I think it was Ace over and B Apps. They completely drew out the entire defense there. In the meantime, there's Starboy tapping away with the Deagle. 3 players on Entity are frighteningly low. 19, 14, 17 HP on Excali, Ribby, and Sai, respectively. Ace with the only one with any modicum of HP. And there we go. Sai goes down, but then both the CTs are left internally hemorrhaging right now. There's just no HP on anyone apart from Ace. Wise decision there by Mythil, falling back, trying to save. Go for that cheeky wall bang, exit kills. He knows everyone's low. So why not? Might as well, take a pot shot, get lucky. Unfortunately for him, this isn't 1.6 where the walls just didn't exist. Like, I've seen rounds on 1.6 where, on Nuke especially, where the first minute of the round clock was just both the teams shooting at each other across the map through the walls because the walls didn't exist. They were just there for visual obstruction. In the game code, they were nothing. They were paper. The walls were literally paper in 1.6. And that made Nuke a very fascinating map to play. Like I said, the double eco territory was there for SemperX. The two guns saved. I think they're playing on the one on A and one pushing. Wow, a lot of information being gained by Mithil right now. He's pushed up underpass. It's clearing out the angles methodically, one by one. Should hear A-Star dropping down ladder, but A-Star is aware of this push. Might just catch Mithil unaware. In the meantime, Entity is making its way up mid, but A-Star needs to be careful. He's the bomb carrier. If he gets put down, that would be very dangerous. But no, A-Star, always aware, always on the lurk. He knows what's up. He knew exactly where Mithil would have pushed from, it seemed, and takes him down. In the meantime, a modicum of an A stack coming out. But yeah, a B hit. This is a very good read coming in from Entity. Look at that. There's 3 players over by the A bomb side. And the entire T side is going towards the B side. Starboy is going to spot that out. But Ace in the meantime is doing work over by the A bomb side. Leaving Foxy all alone in a 1v5 situation with just a USP, no armor. And yeah, that ended just as I expected it would. With Foxy 6 feet under. As they say, 6 feet under. Still to see an op come out onto SemperX. This is curious, but Hunter's gonna spray down through the smoke, managing to do a sliver of damage. He's gonna get smoked out very soon. He's still continuing that spray down over by mid. But in the meantime, Fox is gonna take a very, very aggressive position by Connector, and he's gonna find a kill. Mithil, though, in the meantime, does find a kill. Foxy spraying through the smoke. Hunter, it's all down to Hunter. It's a 3v3, but everyone on the T side is so low. Ace and Excali 6 HP and 9, 11 HP. A stiff breeze. Literally, not even a stiff breeze. A little blow of the wind, a little whisker of the wind would have felled them. And that's exactly what happened. SemperX finally putting around on the board after what seems like ages. 9-11 is the score, and they managed to do that by keeping 3 players alive. That is crucial when they can start building that economy. In the meantime, curious, but the T's seem to have run out of money. Even though they won 3 rounds on the trot, their economy isn't that healthy either. Oh, look at that aggression coming out. The aggression, but that's gonna get punished. Sai and Excali waiting for that, exactly that aggression. They're gonna get pushed back. Sai is very low, but the damage has been done. The man advantage with the T's. Will Hunter risk the peak, though, is the question. Mithil, in the meantime, the lone defender over by the B-bomb side, does spot out A-Star. That's gonna draw the rotate. Foxy going over to the B-bomb side. This might just work out in the favor of Entity, because the bomb is yet non-committal. By mid, they're getting mid control, they're getting map control, a lot of map control in fact, and they can choose to go anywhere. CTs, it seems are undecided as to where to go, but yeah, 2 players over by the B-bomb side, and Ace making his way now slowly into Connector, but the action's all going to happen by the B-bomb side. 4 players in B apps. If Mithil jumps right now, yep, and he spots the entire barrage of terrorists making his way towards him. And how is he still alive? Look at that, he's still alive. Oh, unfortunate. The worst possible display of trigger discipline there. It's down to a 1v2. 1v2 time. Hunter, can you do it? Is the question. Ace is on the lurk, and he knows this gets one. He's very low on HP, unfortunately unable to clutch this out. He was just 3 HP. Excali there doing enough to keep Entity in the round by tagging down Hunter to very, very low. But yeah, that was a very close round, much closer than it should have been. They got the man advantage really early on, and they decided to just play the time. The thing is, it works if your like lurk comes in a bit faster. But right there, Ace decided to slow things down a little bit and made things a little hairy for his team. And it looks like it's going to be a straight up B rush. They know they're facing pistols. They know they have nothing to worry about. But Hunter getting the first kill, surprisingly. But yeah, there we go. Still managing to stay alive in the B bomb side, making a nuisance of himself there, Hunter. Tags down Excali to 1 HP. Unfortunate there, not able to land the kill. But oh, there we go. Excali finally falls to the P2000 of Foxy. But that's all the kills that there's to be had. Losing 2 people, Excali with the 2K. And that's around 13 rounds on the board for Entity. This T side of theirs is looking a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. This is just Asian CS things, guys. Just Asian CS things. I like what SemperX tried, that one buy round they had and they pushed up mid. Yes, it didn't work out, but those things happen. And there we go. A-Star opening things up with the kill onto Impale. He was just caught daydreaming, I guess. Like, no idea where he got shot from. I don't know why. If you're watching that angle, if you're playing that angle, watch it properly. And there goes Hunter getting overwhelmed at connector. 5 Ts come streaming into the A-bomb site. But that's bombed down. But there goes Foxy. Down goes Foxy. He crumbles. Ace finds Mythil. And Ace finds Starboy. Wow. That was a fast round from Entity. An explosive round, if you would have it. And 14 rounds on the board for them. SemperX just not managing to put together a decent CT side defense. They're playing too default. It's just too vanilla, in my opinion. There's not enough variation there. There's just 2-1-2s across the board. There's not much to speak of in terms of strategy or rotations. Here we go, finally something different. Looks like it's going to be a 5-man T-ramp push. Ribby needs to be careful. He can just farm some sweet kills, but unfortunately all he'll get is the 1. And they do recover the AK-47. No, they haven't. They've decided not to. They think that there's someone else that's smart. They'll keep pushing. But in the meantime, they're on the flank right now already. And Hunter choosing to look away at the worst possible time. Starboy spotting outside, trying to rattle a few shots off with the Deagle, trying to land a few shots. Unfortunately, will not connect with anything but air. In the meantime, bomb does get planted over by the B bomb site. 3 players left alive. Go for it or die are the only 2 options, and they have an AK, so they should look to save it. But I'm of the opinion that Entity are in no mood to let them save it. And Impale walking out into the crosshairs of Sai, but somehow managed to pick the kill up. What is happening right now? Why are they losing so many people? I don't get it. And the B bomb site is completely empty. They don't have time though. No kits, but 2 recovered AKs, and Mythil is soon going to fall to the hands of Excali. Yep. He's going to fall to the welcoming arms of Excali. Bomb does go off. 15 rounds on the board. It's match point for Entity. They're on the precipice of victory here. They can taste it and they're hungry. They're going to go for it. The money on the CT side is absolutely shambolic. That saved AK could come a long way towards at least guaranteeing some amount of utility goes into this round into their kitty. But unfortunately, their economy has just been in the doldrums since the beginning of this CT half. They've never had a decent buy, and apart from 1 or 2 rounds, they've just lost the plot here, SemperX. But wow, Hunter, just as I said that, managing to land a sweet dink onto Excali, but Sai opening things up with the kill onto Mythil. That is not what the doctor ordered, and Hunter getting tagged down does manage to find the trade onto Sai, but he's now Molotoved off. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Ace making his way out of underpass. He's been playing this position consistently. He's done this, I think, let me just count. Yeah. I think he's done this 90% of the rounds they've played on the T side. He's just walking out of underpass, sometimes finding the kill, but mostly just playing the lurk or the distraction over by the A bomb side, trying to keep the CTs rooted in their sights, not letting them rotate, not allowing the rotations to come in on time. And that opens up a lot of avenues for his teammates to go hit the bomb sites and just, make easy work of the defenders. And now because it's a 4v4, the split 2 on each bomb side, and Ace does get spotted out and will fall. Impale doing huge work, getting 2 quick kills. That's absolutely essential. Foxy in the meantime does get the kill, leaving A-Star all alone in a 1v3 situation. All 3 players on the CT side at CT spawn. They're going to be pushing from CT as a strong unit. Foxy jumping up and ending A-Star. That was a good round, a good retake from Semper. I like this. They allowed Entity into the bomb site, allowed A-Star into the bomb site, and just waited. They thought they'd wait for the plant, but then when backup had arrived on time, Foxy just went for it and ended him. Money's still looking very good for Entity, so they're going to be going in with another buy. The money's not that bad for SemperX either. They finally managed to get 4 rifles and a decent amount of utility in them. In the meantime, Hunter still spraying and praying over by mid, hoping that he lands a kill through the spray down. Still match point. Still it's Entity's game to lose. But we have seen stranger things. This is CSGO. It ain't over. The scoreboard reads 16. And I keep saying it. Oh, Ace there spraying through the smoke, but unable to connect with anything but air. In the meantime, A-Star finds the kill on a Starboy. He was playing bench and he gets his head taken clean off. Mythil in the meantime is being cautious. That's wise. He has to be cautious. Foxy finding Ribby there. Ribby completely decapitated. His face getting reshaped there by the M4 of Foxy. Instant lobotomy, as they say. A-Star is very low. He needs to be careful. And Excali finding Mythil down to a 3v3. But Excali's 4v3, sorry. But Excali and Ace are both hemorrhaging internally. Sai in the meantime on the lurk, and Ace with the lurk play, masterful. He's been doing that consistently this T side for Entity. But everyone's so low except Sai. 1, 13, 11. That's the HP. Down goes Ace. He just has 2 more. All he has to do is find Sai, but unfortunately, Sai is not handing himself on a platter. Instead, he decapitates Impale. That's GG. 10 rounds to 16 rounds to 10 for Entity Esports. They register their first win in the ESL Masters League. And that's all from me, Fett, for tonight. See you guys tomorrow.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes.
All right, Fett, thanks a lot for taking us through the game, man. For the people who don't know who Fett is, well, Fett is a new journey at So Strong, and my man does his casting like no one else does. Trust me, with a little bit of zing, that too Indian, adds the right kind of masala. Thanks a lot, Fett. Thank you, Blair, for getting him on board. Such a wonderful breakdown, and for people who are just joining us, sadly, guys, you joined us late. You just missed out some of the amazing action in the first half of the game between SemperX and Entity Esports. People, turns out Sai's new hairdo is working wonders after all. Who knows? Maybe he does know better. Well, but moving on, ladies and gentlemen, this was the final game of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Zowie by BenQ, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. I am Vagish Gosle Bhan, and let me remind you, you can every day at 6:30 p.m. Catch us streaming the best of the teams with the best of the games here featured in the ESL India Premiership, that is Clash Royale, Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We're done with today's stream, people. We'll expect you to join in again tomorrow, where we expect to see some high-octane action once again. Thanks a lot for joining in. Do have a great evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.
Everyone grips the mouse differently, so how can one mouse work for all? Different sizes and shapes for your options. Pick the one that fits your grip for long-lasting comfort and gameplay. With driverless design, you just plug and play.
so thin.